Hi there, kids. It's me, Glorgon. Today, we're gonna talk about the difference between much and many, and when to use each one. Now, this can be really confusing, so don't worry if you make mistakes sometimes. Now, I don't think I've ever told you this, but I'm from a planet called Glorgon 5. On Glorgon 5, everybody has a swimming pool in their front yard, but we don't fill the pools with water. We fill them with all sorts of different stuff. I filled my pool with Jell-O. But before I did that, I had to figure out the amount of Jell-O I would need to fill the pool. So I went to the grocery store and I asked the dinosaur that was working there. I didn't tell you guys. On Glorgon 5, all grocery stores are run by dinosaurs. It's not scary, I promise. Anyway, I looked at the dinosaur and I said, how many Jell-O would I need to fill up a swimming pool? The dinosaur looked at me and she said, much. And I said, what? And she said, how much Jell-O would you need to fill up a swimming pool? And I said, I think you mean how many Jell-O would I need to fill up a swimming pool? Anyway, she got mad and said, no way. It's definitely how much Jell-O. And so we got into a big fight right in the middle of the grocery store. Everybody was looking at us. But finally, I said, there is only one person who can answer this for us. Grandpa Bighead. You see, Grandpa Bighead knows everything. And I mean everything. And that's why his head is so big. It's full of information. Anyway, I went to Grandpa Bighead and I said, if you are asking about a whole bunch of Jell-O, would you say how much Jell-O or how many Jell-O? Grandpa Bighead looked at us and he said, ah, yes, a very good question. And then he explained it to us. He said that we use the words much and many to talk about a large amount of something. And he said that you use many when you're talking about something that you can count. And you use much when you're talking about something you can't count. I wasn't exactly sure what he meant, so I asked him to show me. Grandpa Bighead used his magical powers to make a little bit of Jell-O appear. And he said, this is some Jell-O, right? And I said, sure. Then he made more Jell-O appear in his other hand, and he smushed them together so it was a bigger pile of Jell-O. And he said, is this 2 Jell-O? 2 Jell-Os? Or is it just more Jell-O? And I said, well, I guess it's just more Jell-O. You can't count Jell-O. And he said, very good. And since you can't count it, you have to say much. And I said, okay, so if I can't count it, I say much. But when do I say many? Grandpa Bighead made a rock appear in one hand. And he said, this is a rock, right? And I was like, yeah. Then he made another rock appear in his other hand. And he said, what is this? And I was like, well, duh, it's 2 rocks. And he said, exactly. You can count rocks, right? And I said, yeah? And he said, since you can count them, you have to use many. I thought about this for a minute. How much Jello? How many rocks? How much Jello? How many rocks? How much Jello? How many rocks? I thanked Grandpa Bighead for his help and decided to walk home. I had a lot to think about, and I didn't want to go back to the grocery store to tell that dinosaur that she was right. As I walked home, I passed lots of different houses and looked at all of their swimming pools. The first house I passed had a pool filled with apples. I thought to myself, I can count apples, and if you can count them, you have to say many. So I went and I knocked on the door and I said, how many apples are in your pool? The people who lived there said, hey, get off my porch, you punk! So I kept walking. The next house I passed had a pool filled with milk. Ew. I thought to myself, I can't count milk. And if you can't count it, you have to use much. So I went and I knocked on the door, and I said, how much milk is in your pool? And the people who lived there said, what the heck are you doing knocking on my door with such silly questions? So I went away real quick. When I got home, I looked at my own empty swimming pool and I thought, I wonder how much Jello I would need to fill this pool. I knew now that I had to say much. Okay, let's review. 1. We use the words much and many when we are talking about the amount of a certain thing. 2. We use much for things that we can't count. 3. We use many for things that we can count. And 4. If you fill a swimming pool with Jello, you're gonna get real sticky. Trust me. Here are some example sentences using much and many. How many minutes until dinner time? I am having so much fun. How much time do we have left? I did not get much sleep last night. I have so many friends. How many teeth have you lost? There aren't very many people here. I don't have much money. How many dollars does that elephant cost? Like if you're buying an elephant. How many monkeys can you fit in your bedroom? Okay, it's quiz time. I'm gonna give you some sentences and questions with blank spaces in them. You have to figure out if that blank space should be filled with much or many. I'll give you a little bit of time to answer each question. But remember, if you need more time, just pause the video while you figure it out. Okay, question 1. I am baking a cake. How blank eggs do I need? Is it much or many? The correct answer is many. How many eggs do I need? Remember, you can count eggs, so you use many. Okay, question 2. I am still baking a cake. How How blank flour should I use? Is it much or many? The correct answer is much. How much flour should I use? Remember, you can't count a pile of flour, so you use much. Okay, question 3. I am still baking a cake. How blank minutes should I put it in the oven for? Is it much or many? The correct answer is many. How many minutes? Okay, question 4. I finally finished baking the cake. How blank pieces should I eat? Is it much or many? The correct answer is many. How many pieces should I eat? Okay, question 5. I went to a birthday party the other day. I had so blank fun. Is it much or many? That's a tough one. Aha! The correct answer is much. I had so much fun. Well, I think that's some good practice. Remember, watching videos like these can help you understand stuff like much and many. But remember, the best way to learn how to use words properly is to read. When you read, you get to see all sorts of different examples of words being used correctly, and you don't even realize it because you're enjoying a fun story. If you read lots, you'll get good at using words properly. I promise. So, with that in mind, I'm going to tell you a story about how I came to this planet. Just listen and enjoy the story, but if you can, pay attention to how I use the words much and many. Okay, here I go. Okay, once upon a time, I lived on a faraway planet called Glorgon 5. Glorgon 5 is a long, long way away from Earth. I don't even know how many kilometers, but it definitely takes a long time to travel from there to here. On Glorgon 5, there are so many different kinds of animals and plants. There are even dinosaurs that still walk around. One of those dinosaurs, a big T-Rex, keeps knocking down my fence. I can't even remember how many times he's done it. Anyway, one day, I decided I was tired of living on Glorgon 5, and that I wanted to explore the universe. I knew there were so many planets to see, and I wanted to see every single one. I went to the spaceship store to buy a spaceship. There were so many spaceships to look at. I found one that I liked. It was red and yellow and, well, it was kind of shaped like a hat. I found the shopkeeper and I said, "How much money does that spaceship cost?" He looked at me and he said, $500 million space dollars. 500 million space dollars? I don't have that many space dollars. The shopkeeper looked at me and said, "I'll give it to you for half price. if you go clean up my bathroom. A big T-Rex was just in there and, well, it stinks. I didn't want to clean the bathroom, but it was the only way I'd be able to buy the red and yellow spaceship that was shaped like a hat. I found some cleaning supplies and got to work. It was not much fun. The whole bathroom smelt like garbage and, well, something worse. However, I was surprised to find out that it didn't take very much time at all. Before I knew it, the bathroom was sparkling clean and smelling like roses. I paid the shopkeeper, and he handed me the keys to my brand new spaceship. Oh yeah, I set off into space right away. I passed comets and planets and stars. So many stars. I couldn't even count how many stars. My new spaceship was so fast that it didn't take very many days before I reached a new planet. This planet was blue and green, and my space map told me it was called Earth. Unfortunately, I crash landed in a cornfield and now I'm stuck here. But it's okay. There are many things I like about this planet. I like the beautiful water and nature and people. I like how you have dogs here, even when they try and chew on my ears. I mean, we don't even have dogs on Glorgon 5. But what I think I like most of all about this planet is that there are no T-Rexes stomping around, wrecking my fence and stinking up bathrooms. Ew. The end. Alright, kids, well, I hope you liked my story and learning about much and many. Before I go, I've got a new joke for you. Oh my god, this is a really funny one. Okay, how many dogs does it take to change a light bulb? 1 to change it, and 1 to sniff the first one's butt.